Hello, my name is David Sullivan Nesbitt. I am the creator and co-founder of Where's My Canada, and I want to welcome you to the third edition of Fireside Chats. I just put out a blog, called What Happened in Canada in 2016. I don't want to talk about it with you. I want to talk about with my fellow Canadians what I believe happened in this country while I was out east. I moved from Toronto at the end of March of last year, 2016, and arrived in Summerside, Prince Edward Island on April the 1st. I was there to visit with a friend. I stayed there until June 15th when I came back to Toronto. When I came back to Toronto, I did not know when I was in Prince Edward Island what was going on in the world because I was put in a bubble, which I'll explain. I came back to Toronto, I left Toronto and moved to Guelph on August 1st, and I stayed in Guelph till about mid-March of this year, 2017, and returned to Toronto where I've lived since. Briefly, Guelph. When I was in Guelph, keep in mind I just returned June 15th. When I was in Guelph August 1st, I noticed something was really off right from the very beginning. Within 3 days, I said to a woman that I was staying at an Airbnb, you know what's funny is it just feels like the movie Stepford Wives, where all the women are sedated so that they're subservient. It was a 1975 movie about the city Stepford where all the women were sedated and comatose and basically not lifelike. So that's what Guelph felt like to me. What I found out was, yes, there is an internment camp. I didn't realize the size of it, but I knew by December Guelph was in it. What happened in Guelph was horrendous. Robberies constantly of money, property, all kinds of violations, molestations, druggings, attempted murder. I'm not kidding. I was lured to a house that was emptied by one of the fleeing Ontario residents in May 2016. It was awful. I returned to Toronto thinking things might be better. While I've been in Toronto, I've learned a lot. I've traveled around quite a bit in Ontario. I went to Niagara Falls, I went to Bracebridge, North Bay, Sudbury, and of course I've been living in Toronto. What I saw there convinced me that that whole region, all the way up to Sudbury, has been evacuated. There are no Canadians living there, or very, very few. There was evidence everywhere. The best thing I saw was in downtown Sudbury, the clock was an hour ahead. In Toronto here, I looked up one day and the financial towers down on King Street and the Bank of Montreal financial tower, there was not one single person in any of the windows. I looked around the TD Centre, exactly the same thing. I blogged about it, I went back a week later, all of a sudden there were people there. And then I noticed they were not moving, they were mannequins or they were holograms, all facing the direction of oncoming traffic. I can actually feel God. I see personal items thrown on the street. I know that these are from people cleaning out your places. And when I see the item, I actually feel you. I actually feel a friendly, easygoing Canadian who I just sense their life ended the way it was. I can sense that everywhere I go. Even yesterday in Toronto, I went out. I was at a coffee shop in a parking lot nearby. There's some residential buildings, and I noticed after a certain period of time something was odd. I'd never seen a person the whole time I was there. Nobody came or left, nobody parked a car, there was no sound. And then I realized, oh no, this is all empty. The situation is 90% of Toronto's housing is vacant now. What I believe happened was when I was in PEI, a great tragedy occurred here. I believe that you are alive. I believe that Jesus Christ is with us. That's the message I want you to get. Jesus is with us. I believe Jesus saved you. I believe there was a warning. I believe there was enough time. I believe the army came in and evacuated everyone safely, and it was calm. And it was Canadian. Our Canadian niceness paid off in a moment of national tragedy. I believe you are somewhere out there. I miss you. I miss your easygoing nature and your love of life and your trustworthiness, which I have not seen for 15 years. I have lived in complete hell. What has happened to me then, when I was gone in May, a group of people, including Prime Minister Trudeau and Stephen Harper and former Toronto Police Chief Bill Blair, decided to silence me forever. I was put in a bubble. While I was in PI, there was no news given to me. When I crossed into Ontario, I was basically kidnapped and ambushed. No one warned me that a police state was now in place. Nobody told me anything was different. I had to figure it all out myself, which I wasn't supposed to do. They imprisoned me, they kidnapped me and imprisoned me, and now what I believe is in a province-wide, if not greater, internment camp, effectively. I have not been told of any charges. I haven't appeared before a judge. I have just been kidnapped and handcuffed to a post and suffocated. During that period, I've been basically repeatedly gang raped and robbed, and I was molested twice on the street one night. I have been assaulted, I have been starved, I have had medicine stolen from me, I've lost 50 pounds. I'm now on day 62 of a hunger strike and not one single person says anything. This place is hell for me. I'm being slowly murdered. I was just robbed another $200, which means I have nothing left till the end of the month. I am going through complete hell. Not one single person stepped forward. Justin Trudeau and all the police departments all benefit from me being in prison. They need me silenced to hide what criminal activities have gone on in the past. So I am suffering. We all have suffered, I believe, in this country. I said that Toronto was evacuated, that 7 million Canadians had to flee in May of 2016. Let me show you one thing here. I'm just in an alleyway behind some bars in downtown Toronto. And let's just walk over here and have a look at this Canada Post truck. If you look at it, have a look. What I noticed, I've never seen this move, and then I noticed one day, it looks like it is completely never been. I mean, look at the windshields itself. They're filthy dirty. If you look at the front, it just looks all over like it's just been here through the elements. But look at what I want to show you over here. This truck has been here, this van has been here so long that people have had the time and the inclination to put graffiti all over it. This truck has not just been sitting here for a month or two. This truck, this Canada Post delivery truck, has been here since May of 2016.